as you can tell from my reaction, this movie was just not it for me. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I get that, the vast majority of reviews were positive, but again, I was just not one of those people. Unpopular opinion, yes, but just let me explain. The Fall Guy follows a stuntman fresh off an almost career ending accident who has to track down a missing movie star, solve a conspiracy, and try to win back the love of his life, all while still doing his day job. So, first off, I do want to say, all due respect to the filmmakers that worked on this, right? I'm sure they all worked long and hard hours. But personally, I felt like there were just quite a few things that just I did not like about this film. One of them being the forced humor. It just felt like there were so many scenes where they were just trying too hard to be funny.
You think long and hard about it, and then you realize you've already messed it up because you thought too long and too hard about it.
So this is in the middle of a scene, right? Colt the stuntman, he's basically speaking indirectly about a past relationship he had that failed. But they try to throw these moments into the scene, these kind of random jokes that don't really land for me.
I had a similar situation when I fell in love with my wife's sister.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Okay.
This is the type of humor that gets thrown in for some of the scenes, and I know it's supposed to be funny, but at the same time, it just feels like it kind of missed the mark. I mean, it almost feels like you're moving, you got the moving truck, and you got this box, and you're like, this thing really shouldn't fit in this little crevice here. It doesn't fit, but let me just try to squeeze it in anyway.
I'm working on Metal Storm 2.
You lie! We're only on Metal Storm 1.
I meant the whole solo!
That's what I sounded like halfway through the movie too. I was just trying to fight through it. So another thing about this movie that I just disliked is that the story is kind of like everywhere. I mean, there's this whole conspiracy, he's looking for a woman, and it just kind of gets very convoluted at most points, just for no real reason. And I've seen Tenet and some other hard to follow movies, but at least with those, there was a real reasoning behind all that. With this one, it just felt like they needed all these random situations just so they could show Colt doing cool stuff. There's a good handful of Ryan Gosling movies that I really enjoy, by the way. I mean, Only God Forgives, Drive. I mean, he's helped make some great ones, but this one is not part of the starting five.
That's an adaptation. I'm running out of breath. I'm bringing it back in. Need my money up front. Don't deal with it back in. Your pockets on a diet, nigga. I'm calling you Atkins.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
Listen, man. You ain't fur coat volume.
Now, I get with a movie like this and, it being centered around a stuntman, there's going to be some wild action scenes, of course. But, after a while with these scenes, it just kind of got to a point where I was so just overstimulated with all the chaos, and everything. I just kind of got desensitized to it, because, each scene you could tell, they're trying to outdo another scene before it and make it even better and better. But after like the fifth ridiculous explosion, I just kind of like, you see the next one and you just kind of like, eh. I don't know what kind of background that the armed killers had in this movie, but they could not hit this man for nothing. Like, they had zero aim, which was like kind of astounding. So look, I saw this one in theaters and I was very close to just walking out in the middle of this movie, but I figured, hey, look, I already paid my $16. You know, bump it. Let's just stay through the whole thing. You know, who knows? It might get better. It did not get any better. You know, so long story short, you know, this one is just a no for me. You might feel differently, but you know, look, I gotta be honest.
Volume 1, November 20th.
That wasn't
Charlamagne.
You was too aggressive, man. You too hyper.
No,
Slow
because
down.
man, I was